What's good, people? We're here with a new breakdown. Oh, wow. We just got episode one of season three's House of the Dragon. And we have to break this down. This was absolutely insane. We actually lost Jace. Like, bro, even though we knew we were going to lose him, just seeing him, like, the way they dealt with bro was just hard to watch. It was a hard watch. Jason need to go out like that. And just seeing how they dealt with Jace was just tough to see the least. We lost Jace in House of the Dragons. And we have to see, how that episode started. Like, we literally saw, I was shocked because, we saw how Rhaenyra was a bit too happy, bro. Like, she seemed so happy, like, oh yeah, we've got everything sorted out, everything patterned. She was too happy, bro, too comfortable. It was like at first she was focused. It was almost as though, even though Alicent didn't mean to do, Alicent just took her out of her focus. The speech that they had where she was like, I'm getting egg on his head, she looked like she just had Christmas. She was so happy. It's like, bro, wait to see what will happen. Wait to see what will happen. So it's like, it really showed, how easy it is to just lose focus. And then of course on top, we're seeing Rhaena now with Sheep Stealer. And I know Rhaena's going to be one of those characters now that people are going to even have like a love or hate relationship because, at first, I don't even know what was going on in season 2, but Rhaena's running for her life. And now she finally sees Sheep Stealer. And funny enough, in the books, it's Nettles that has Sheep Stealer. But Rhaena has Sheep Stealer here. And I feel as though this plot is very significant as we're seeing a lot of changes with Rhaena. I feel as though using Rhaena rather than Nettles, it's drifting the plot like she was in the Battle of the Gullet. So at first she's trying to tell the Dragon League, she's trying to calm the dragon down. She's using all the Valyrian she knows. Likiri. She's trying to calm down Sheep Stealer, but Sheep Stealer's not even trying to listen to that. So that's popping off at the same time. And then we have Alicent. Like, Alicent at this point, like, she low-key went behind everyone's back as well. She went behind Team Green's back. And just to say, look, I'm trying to make sure all my, she's trying to make sure everybody's safe other than the agreement she made with Aegon. I think she already gave up with Aegon. She literally gave up with Aegon. But Aegon's not being given up yet, as you see that Aegon's able to leave. Even though Daemon was still trying to take his head off, Aegon was able to leave, for goodness sake. And I feel as though this is Aegon's plea and chance to have his own comeback. He's going to come back after this. I feel like it's probably the best time to leave because it's going to get messy. So Aegon's finally left, which leaves, it leaves Alicent with the rest of her kids, And what she's trying to push for is she's trying to push for Daemon to leave because it wasn't the plan for him to stay. And if Daemon stays, he dies. There's no way he survives. This wasn't even part of the plan. And we know that because he's got Vhagar, he's going to fight. We know that he would fight. So she's trying to push him out by any means necessary. At the same time, now he's kind of like king. They assume that Aegon's not here, so he takes over as king regent or whatnot. So that's what's going on from that side. And it's very interesting to say the least because it's like, while she's saying all this, while she's trying to look for peace, Daemon's got his own plan. Aemon's got his own plan right now. He's got his own plan. Aemon's out here saying that we've got the Triarchy on one side. Then we've got the High Towers on the other. So he's already here plotting. So at the same time, she's trying to get him to Harrenhal. And yeah, it goes crazy because she's trying to get him to Harrenhal. Rhaenyra think that, she's giving up. And all of a sudden, Aemon trying to kiss her. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And I almost feel as though it's giving some kind of masculine control. Like, he's trying to control everything and overpower everything, even on a sexual standpoint, bro, with your moms. I feel that's very, it's nasty, bro. It's nasty. Your moms, bro, that nasty. So that's what was going on there. Absolutely gross though, but yeah, that's what's going on from that side. And then, you see Corlys speaking to his son, that he kind of didn't have a relationship with. He didn't have a relationship with his son. And his son at the same time is kind of just trying to kind of put that to a side. And they find out that, oh no, wait, we got ops right now. They find out they got ops on the tide, and this is how the Battle of Gullet comes out. We end up getting the Battle of Gullet, and this just looked crazy. The Battle of Gullet seems very personal, and I feel like they made it more personal in this movie than the books. We have Laura that's literally like, you can tell she just out here just because of what Damon and Corlys did to her peoples. That's why she's trying to fight these people, and she ends up telling Thailand this. So she's out here to avenge that. So we have the full Triarchy fleet ready to, and they overnumbered, like they're outnumbering Corlys and his people. They weren't ready for this war. They were just trying to take the blockade. So that's going on the side. In the Westerlands, we're seeing the Riverlands and Daemon. They're just obliterating the Lannisters. And to make things worse, the Northmen get involved. And they just savages, bro. They're menaces. We have the Winter Wolves. All of those ones, they all appear. Karstarks, Winter Wolves is absolutely insane. So that's a very interesting case there. And not even just that, but it's just the fact that, look, we have Roderick Dustin, and Roderick Dustin is going to play a big role in obliterating a lot of the Westerlands. So while we're saying that, on the other side, we have the Greens. The Greens are barely look like they're ready to fight at this point. Look at Cole, for example. Cole looked like he'd done. Cole almost giving up. Alson's brother even's like, yo, like, we gotta tell these people to be honorable. And Cole look at him like, you crazy, bro? Don't you know where this war? Like, I ain't even on that no more, bro. He just sick. He just tired at this point. And you can see that what war's causing these people to do. So all of this is going on. Aegon's able to make it out safely. Strong was able to use his Aegon status to say, we'll pay you, just, let us go. I think that's normally the way they always do it in Game of Thrones. If they have issues, they just pay people up. So that pops off too. And at the same time also, we have Otto Hightower's peoples, with Ormond Hightower. And we get Tazarion in this. Tazarion just look. For a dragon that's supposed to be small, bro, that dragon huge, if you ask me, bro. That dragon was supposed to be small, that dragon was huge. And we have the introduction to another Targaryen. And I don't know whether they dyed his hair or he was supposed to be blonde, but he got a whole brown hair right now. You have Daeron. I thought it was going to be blonde, but we have Daeron in this now. It's very interesting to say the least now, because he's going to play a big role in Honeywine and Tubbleton. So it's very exciting to see that we have them involved now. So we have a lot of dragon riders with dragons, and at the same time we have the other dragon riders. We have Ulf, he's with Adam of Home, and also Hugh Hammer, and they're just in Harrenhal waiting for Vhagar. Imagine that. And you're starting to see how the team's breaking down, because they're not even doing what the Queen's telling them to do. Hall just doing his own thing. He's doing his own thing. He don't even care about all this nonsense. He's just like, yo, I'm not like, what we doing? I need a castle. And they're laughing at him, saying, for a night you get a horse, but not a castle. He just, you can see the greed a bit off already, so it's a bit nervy how this will go with the way people like Ulf are. So we see that as well. And later, as things push on, we find out that the Battle of Gullet is going in. Like in this episode, knees deep in. The Corlys are fighting the fleet. And Rhaenyra finds out. And Rhaenyra's thinking, nah, this wasn't part of the plan. So Jason's like, I told you it was a trap. Rhaenyra, at this particular point, you see where she's kind of broken and confused. So she's thinking, oh, no, I have to fix this. I promise, I made everyone seem like everything was okay. She's like, I need to fix this. I promised everyone that things were going to be alright. Let me fix this. only for Jace to say, "Nah, we gotta lock you up." So Jace locks her up, which was crazy, bro. That's a crazy flip. Jace really went. Locking your mom's up is crazy. Like that was so. Jace locks his mom's up, and he goes and tells Baylor, "Let's go fight. Me and you, let's go do it." Baylor's trying to say, "You starting war with your mom?" She's saying, "No, no, don't worry about that. We we will sort this out." And it just seemed like Jace just wanted to make his mom proud of him. You know, he wanted to make his mom proud of him, so he went to go fight a war. You know, and this is where we're seeing the big battle of Gullet. And this battle was crazy. Blood, water, all of that slashing. This battle was insane. For an HBO show as well, this battle was up there. You know, so we saw some, you know, and we see Corlys and his son, and they look like they were doing a big job. You know, they were on a big job there. And then of course Vermax, Moondance, they turn up with Baylor and Jace to almost look like they're kind of helping out, clearing off the fleet of Triarchies. You know, they're literally clearing off these dudes, and they end up hitting Vermax. Now, I think a lot of us probably saw this coming already, but we didn't realize that that wasn't the one that really caused the issue. Rhaena turns up. It looked like Rhaena was meant to go Dragonstone, and they find out that, okay, look, there's a fight going on. Rhaena thinks it'll be a good idea to bring Sheepsteel into it. That was a bad mistake. Sheepsteel just terrorizes the whole place, and we see what happens. Sheepsteel Sheepsteel is just a menace, you know. So this causes issues because now she's in a battle. Sheepsteel fighting everything, blowing everything apart, you know. And we see further that Sheepsteel is out here going one-on-one with Jace's Vermax and Baylor's Moondance now, you know. And this eventually causes Jace's Vermax to get hit. No concentrations anywhere else. And it's like, what is going on here? And I think a lot of people are going to look at this like, Rhaena, what on earth were you doing? So we see that. We see Jace's dragon just can't even rise. You know, the first time was one thing. Second time, they dealt with it. And then we saw the death of Jace, you know, and it was sad to see. You know, it was really sad to see, you know. And even though a lot of us knew this was going to happen, the way it happened just felt so unfortunate. And now they've added Rhaena to the mix to have a bit of the blame. So a lot of people were hearing are kind of broken about the whole thing, you know. And it is such a hard watch, you know, when you're invested into a character and a dragon like that, you know. But they eventually were able to at least defeat Lahar, who had her own issues. And I've got to give it to Hull. Like, Hull really showed. Alan of Hull showed why he's the MVP for this episode, full MVP for this episode. So I give it up to Alan of Hull. He really showed what he's about in this episode. So no, it was a very, very big episode for sure. And we have a reaction for this as well. So definitely, we will also look at breaking down further things like any teasers coming up and what we think will happen soon. So definitely, guys, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Express your entity. Yeah, we also have full episodes on Patreon. Make sure if you want to see the full episode reaction, join my Patreon.